Welcome viewers. Today we are looking at how we can find the equation of a straight line given a point and the gradient. The last lesson you looked at how you can find the equation of a straight line when you're given the 2 points. So today we are finding the equation of straight lines when you're given a gradient and a point. So the first example is going to be find the equation of a straight line whose gradient is 3 and passing through point -1, 2. Find the equation of a straight line whose gradient is 3 and passing through point -1, 2. So we know that the formula of calculating gradient of a line equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now that you have been given the gradient, our m is 3, the point given is -1, 2. We take another point, a known point, which is xy. So we are going to use this formula where there is m, we substitute with 3 equals to, our y2 becomes y minus y1, which is 2 over x2, which is x minus x1. Our x1 is -1. So this 3, we are going to put it over 1. So we'll have 3 over 1 equals to y minus 2 over x. Minus is the same as positive. When you have two negatives, it's equal to a positive. And then from here, we cross multiply. 1 is going to multiply y minus 2. And then this 3 is going to multiply x plus 1. Then we open the bracket. Y minus 2 equals to 3x plus 3. We collect the like terms, so we take this -2 on the other side of the equal sign. When you take -2, when -2 cross equal sign, its sign changes to positive. So y equals to 3x plus 3 plus 2. So the equation of our line is y equals to 3x plus 5. Viewers, that's how we find the equation of a line when you are given the gradient of a line and 1 point. I'm going to write some questions and I hope you're going to try those questions, and if you have a problem with any of the questions I've written, you can always comment and ask, and then I'll always get back to you. So the second question that I want you to try is to find the equation of that line is this question. Find the equation of a straight line. Find the equation of a straight line passing through -2, -2, 0, and has a gradient of -2 over 3. Find the equation of a straight line passing through -2, 0, and has a gradient of -2 over 3. Another question I would like for you to try is this one. Find the equation of a line. Find the equation of a straight line. Find the equation of a straight line passing through 6, -5, and has a gradient of -3. So I'd wish for you to try those questions and you will get back to me later. And now that you know how to find the equation of a straight line, I want us to look at how we can find equations of parallel lines. So first of all, we need to understand what parallel lines are. Parallel lines are straight lines. Parallel lines are straight lines that do not meet. Parallel lines are straight lines that do not meet. So what is common about these parallel lines? Usually, parallel lines have the same gradient. Parallel lines have the same gradient. So if you are given equation of one straight line and then you're told it's parallel to another line, and then you can be able to find the equation of the other line so long as you're given the point through which that line is passing through. So we're going to look at these examples. So I've said parallel lines, they have the same gradient. They have the same gradient. So I'm going to write a question that deals with parallel lines, then we can see how we can be able to solve those questions. So a first example, so I'm going to look at two examples. The first example, a straight line L has the equation 3y plus x equals to 6. A straight line L has the equation 3y plus x equals to 6. Another straight line, another straight line parallel, another straight line L1 parallel to another straight L1 parallel to L passes through point -1, 5. Find the equation of line L1. A straight line L has the equation 3y plus x equals to 6. Another straight line L1 parallel to L passes through point -1, 5. Find the equation of line L. Now we know that to find the equation of a line, we need the gradient of a line and one known point. So we have the one known point where line L is passing through. Line L1 is passing through point -1, 5. So we just need to find the gradient. Now we have been told line L is parallel to L1. So if L is parallel to L1, that means that the gradient of L1 is the same as the gradient of L. So we are going to, how do we get the gradient when you are given equation of a straight line? Equation of a straight line should be written in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So our equation of line L is 3y plus x equals to 6. Equation of line L is 3y plus x equals to 6. So we need to write this line. We need to write the equation of this line in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So this one will be 3y equals to, we take this x on this opposite side of our equal sign. Our sign is positive, it's going to change to -x. This one was positive here, so it will be -x plus 6. Then from there, we divide everything by 3 so that we remain with y. We divide everything by 3. So our y equals to -1/3x plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our equation is in the form of y equals to mx plus c. Now our m is the gradient of our line, So in this case, the gradient of this line L is what? The gradient is -1/3. Now that we know that L is parallel to L1, so it means that they have the same gradient. So the gradient of L1 is also -1/3. So now we can be able to find the equation of we can be able to find the equation of L1. So to find the equation of L1, we need the gradient. Our gradient is -1/3. Then our point, L1 is passing through the point -1, 5, and then we take another unknown point where L1 is passing through, which is xy. So we know that the formula of the gradient of our straight line is what? M equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our gradient is -1/3 equals to our y2. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So our y2 is y minus y1 is 5 over x2, x minus x1 is -1. So do not ignore the negative. You have to include the negative there. So this one is -1/3 equals to y minus 5 over, I said when you have two negatives, it's the same as positive. Now, from there, we can therefore cross multiply. So 3 multiplies y minus 5, while -1 multiplies x. So 3 into y minus 5 equals to -1 multiplies x plus 1. Now from there we open the bracket. This will be 3y minus 15 equals to -x minus 1. Then we collect the like terms. We take -15 the other side of the equal sign. So 3y equals to -x minus 1 plus 15. It's plus because here this sign, this negative is for this 15. When it crosses equal sign, the negative changes to positive. So our equation is 3y equals to -x minus 1 plus 15. That is plus 14. And then we divide everything by 3. We can always leave. You can either divide everything by 3 to leave your equation in the form of y equals to mx plus 3, or you can leave the equation the way it is. It's still right unless they specify. If they specify you write your equation in the form of y equals to mx plus c, then you'll have to divide everything by 3. Otherwise, you can still leave your answer like this. The answer is still right. So this is the equation of line L1, and viewers, that's how you find the equation of a line which is parallel to another line. Thank you.